Yeah, this land is full of story, old and new, pride and shame. A long black history, full of beauty, full of pain. They're murdered in their thousands, their children torn away, and we called it civilization. You hope they'd fade away. Well, 200 years have hardened. It's time for us to face it. They're still here, still fighting, still seeking their rightful place. For in 67 we counted a people always there, and a people never silent and still wait for us to hear, to open up our hearts and open up our ears. It's time, Australia, it's time for us to hear. Under all this southern sky, hear this statement from the heart. The time has come for healing in this land so torn apart. Hear the voice, hear the truth, let our silence cease. Hear the cold and Makarrata come together, make our peace, and celebrate their culture, celebrate this southern land. As we share our common journey, the future's in our hands. For in 67 we counted a people always there, and a people never silent, still wait for us to hear, to open up our hearts and open up our ears. It's time, Australia, it's time for us to hear. In 67 we counted a people always there, and a people never silent, still wait for us to hear, to open up our hearts and open up our ears. It's time, Australia, it's time for us to hear. It's time, Australia, it's time for us to hear. It's time, long time, Australia. It's time for us to hear. Thank you. Our next songs are called Aussie Mongrels. It's a celebration of the Australian mongrel in a metaphorical sense. I love them in the literal sense too. Mongrel dogs are the strongest, fittest around. They don't have all those genetic problems that the purebreds have. But you know, there's something to be said about mongrel humans too, and as a country, we're a mongrel nation, and that's a great thing. And we need to celebrate it, rather than think some of the purebreds in this country deserve more than the other purebreds. So this is called Aussie Mongrel. Now, there's a little verse in it. It's pretty simple if you want to sing along. I know people at these sort of festivals like sing-alongs. It goes, I'm a mongrel, you're a mongrel too, we're all bloody mongrels, Aussie mongrels, me and you. And you repeat that. So sing along if you like. From Cockle Creek to Cape York, Carnarvon to Cronulla, oh, I see a mongrel nation of every shade and colour, black and white and grey, blue and brown and red. Oh, one thing you can be sure, there's no bloody purebreds. Yeah, we may be a little rough and a tad undisciplined, though no man's our master, you won't find a better friend. Oh, we may be promiscuous, no, we don't do purity, but we're stronger for it all. So let's sing our mongrel creed. I'm a mongrel and you're a mongrel too. We're all bloody mongrels, Aussie mongrels, me and you. Yeah, I'm a mongrel and you're a mongrel too. We're all bloody mongrels, Aussie mongrels, me and you. Aussie mongrels, me and you. Now some yelp, we're patriots, howl at a crescent moon, and snarl like the Southern Cross is somehow theirs to own. Some growl, I'm not a breedist, but their arsehole's still the same. That bark a lot of shit, about backyards they would reclaim. Over the bones of dingoes buried, still below a Union Jack, while Mother England's whining pups cry, F off, send them back. Well, remember, we're all mutts here, forget your pedigrees, cause we're all bloody mongrels, there's no pure Aussie breed. Cause I'm a mongrel and you're a mongrel too. We're all bloody mongrels, Aussie mongrels, me and you. Yeah, I'm a mongrel and you're a mongrel too. We're all bloody mongrels, Aussie mongrels, me and you. Aussie mongrels, me and you. Well, we've bitched about them all, the Irish and Chinese. We've bitched about the Greeks, the Italians and Maltese. And we bitched about the Arabs, Slavs and Vietnamese. And now we bitch about the Indians, Afghans and Sudanese. Oh yes, we like to bitch and have a good old wine. Oh, with every new smell we lose our bloody minds. They don't understand our way of life. They don't like fitting in. They don't woof proper Australian. Nah, they're really not fair dinkum. Well, maybe the dingoes could rightly make that claim, but all us bastards since, well, we still bear a migrant's name. And one day we all get over it and toast our Aussie luck to work and play together, to share our food and frolic with each other. Every dog and every bitzer, every bloke and every Sheila, and all those both and neither. Yeah, we all bay together. I'm a mongrel and you're a mongrel too. We're all bloody mongrels, Aussie mongrels, me and you. Yeah, I'm a mongrel and you're a mongrel too. We're all bloody mongrels, Aussie mongrels, me and you. Yeah, I'm a mongrel, you're a mongrel too. We're all bloody mongrels, Aussie mongrels, me and you. Yeah, I'm a mongrel and you're a mongrel too. We're all bloody mongrels, Aussie mongrels, me and you. Aussie mongrels, me and you. Aussie mongrels, me and you. Thanks, folks. And my next song's called This River Was Made For Me. It's funny, when it comes to the Murray-Darling Basin, it seems that, like, if you live on that river or its tributaries, everyone upstream is a thief and everyone downstream's a wastrel. And only you, right on your bit of a river, is doing the right thing. So I wrote this song about that. It's called This River Was Made For Me. If you hear your name of your town in this song, or you hear the river you live nearby, give us a yell. There's a few there. On the Darling and the Murray, with a sneaky bit of snowy, Murrumbidgee and Macquarie, the Namoy and McIntyre, the Ballon and the Barwon, the broken Bogan ovens, the Lachlan and the Loddon, the Goulburn and Gwyder, the Kiowa and Colgoa, Midda Maranoa, Castlereagh and the Cooper, Jumerick and Condamine, on the Edward and the Paru, Wimmera and Warrego. Anywhere that you go, you'll hear this chorus line. Oh, down the river they're wastrels, and up the river they're thieves. The bureaucrats are drongos, experts you can't believe. Yeah, drought or rain, you'll hear the same, the mountains to the sea. This river was made, this river was made, this river was made for me. From Goa to Gundawindi, Marie to Menindee, Echuca to Chinchilla, Shepparton to Charleville, from Morgan to Mildura, Renmark up to Roma, from Griffith to St George, back to Burke to Broken Hill, Tamworth to Langada, to Wumba-Wangaratta, Wagga Wagga to Wilcannia, Dubbo to Deniliquin, from Albury Wodonga, Canberra to Cunnamulla, Ninganarra, you'll hear this chorus line. Oh, down the river they're wastrels, and up the river they're thieves. The bureaucrats are drongos, experts you can't believe. Well, drought or rain, you'll hear the same, the mountains to the sea. This river was made, this river was made, this river was made for me. Yes, it's a Murray-Darling Basin, the nation's great food bowl, a great white magic pudding of promises for all. Have our cake and river too, nuts or fruit or fibre, whatever we desire, just save every drop of water and never flush the loo. And now we're really in the shit, and she's about to kick the bucket of asphyxiated fish caught in the too hard basket, and we're taken to the bottle and we're staring down the barrel. It's a tucker turned a tinder box about to blow with gas and coal. But we love a good disaster, yes, we're all in this together. Like Gallipoli and Anzacs joined all across this land. We've fought since Federation, yes, state on state, divided nation. Crop on crop, farmer, farmer, marching to a different band. So God help the poor conductor caught in the crossfire, where country's just collateral when the river's left to die. While Barkinjis sit and wonder on the banks of their Barker, a white man in his wisdom thinks he will survive. Singing down the river their wastrels, oh, up the river their thieves. The bureaucrats are drongos, experts you can't believe. Yeah, drought or rain, you'll hear the same, the mountains to the sea. This river was made, this river was made, this river was made for down the river their wastrels and up the river their thieves. The bureaucrats are drongos, experts you can't believe. Yeah, drought or rain, you'll hear the same, the mountains to the sea. This river was made, this river was made, this river was made for, this river was made, this river was made, this river was made for, this river was made, this river was made, this river was made for me. Yes, this river, how I loved her. For this river, she died for me. Thanks, folks. Now, people who know my politics might think it's a bit strange for me to say this next thing, but this is a call for us to be conservative, and that means to look after this precious inheritance we have here around us, this earth, or the farmland, the forests, the water, the whole lot, and not blow it all in one wild night, which is the title of the next song. Well, we rocked up to the party, left our souls at the door, so the whole world at our feet took our places on the floor, said, we're all individuals, then goose stepped to the band, led by the deaf conductor and his one invisible hand. And we danced, 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 we turned, 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 every dead and living thing for us to eat or burn. Our hunger knew no limits, we will not be satisfied. With bellies full we prayed for more, from Mother Nature crucified. And sang the party must go on, beg, steal or borrow. Don't wanna come down, don't wanna face tomorrow. Stop the sunrise and stop that cold morning light. We're gonna trash this place for one wild night. Well, we're running out of... Well, we broke into the cellar, black repose of ancient sun. Took a little for our warmth and burnt the rest for fun. The place was getting crowded, and that cellar running dry, while volatile and suffocating. We thought we'd never die. And now the drunken masses were looking for new kicks, and those advertising clowns found new ways to do old tricks, and the dealers dealt that same old shit rebranded every hour, and the band played the same old tune, only faster, ever louder, and sang the party must go on, back, steal or borrow, don't wanna come down, don't wanna face tomorrow, stop the sunrise and stop that cold morning light, we're gonna trash this place one wild night. Well, we're running out of money, and a rumour went around. Somewhere in the backyard, hid treasure underground. Around came the big boys and dug an ugly hole. Smashed the garden, cracked the pipes, and sold us what they stole. And now the soup is overflowing and the waste is piling high. Some are overdosing while others starve and die. We push it all into the darkest corners of the room, but still we keep on dancing and sing the party must go on, beg, steal or borrow, don't wanna come down, don't wanna face tomorrow, stop the sunrise and stop that cold morning light, we're gonna trash this place one wild night. Yeah, the party must go on, beg, steal or borrow, don't wanna come down, don't wanna face tomorrow, stop the sunrise and stop that cold morning light, we're gonna trash this place one wild night. We're gonna blow this fortune for one wild night. We're gonna lose it all for just one wild night. Thanks, folks. There we go. Got plenty of time. This is amazing. So, if JC were here today, and by JC I mean either Jesus Christ or Johnny Cash, take your pick. I'll take the latter. I spent a bit of my childhood listening to distorted versions of the former, so it's probably biased me a little bit. Anyway, JC might give this parable today. It's the parable of the pig called Progress. Let me tell you a little story about a pig called Progress. Yeah, he actually started out quite small. He was a shy little runt with lots of go and lots of grunt and quite a country appetite for more. Yeah, he was full of promise, and so we called him Progress, and the piglet really took his name to heart. Well, we'd feed him what he wanted, and around the sty he'd saunter, ordering all his food a la carte. Oh, he shot up through the sizes, and he picked up all the prizes for the biggest and the best in his class. And as his girth grew wide, so too his porcine pride, oh, he really was becoming quite an ass. But the pig was a trendsetter, convinced me bigger's always better, and there could be no limits to his growth. So endlessly I fed the beast, my future famine for his feast. It was progress or your life, you can't have both. Well, he ate me out of house and home, he ate me whole effing farm, and the place was covered with his shit. He drank the dams and rivers dry, and his filthy fart and filled the sky, while I stood by just soaking in his piss. Then he ate his sis sufficiency, he ate his ma modesty, his bro beneficence, and his father finitude. Then he turned and ate the workers, and that bacon-eyed berserker was even eyeing off me children too. Well, finally I had enough. I threatened some correction, I'd take him to the market, yeah, and I'd bring me home the bacon. Well, such porky pies, he'd call me bluff. I never fit in that truck, so he'd stay right here and keep on eating. So I called around me mates, and we manned the barricades. Yeah, we'd trap him in that pen, then take him down. Well, he grunted and he snorted, it was we had faced the slaughter. Then he charged and ran us all to ground. But it was in me French mate Monty, progress finally met his match. He said, forget about the guillotine, the musket or the axe. You see that pig is about to burst. No, he wouldn't be the first. The only thing he needs is one more wafer. So he popped down to the church and he fetched the Eucharist, the body for the pig and blood for courage. Then back down at the sty, he looked progress in the eye and said, Monsieur Pig, we surrender. So please accept this little bread, this token of our awe and dread of you progress, relentless force of nature. Well, the pig thought this plausible surrender from a son of Gaul, though couldn't swallow transubstantiation. Anyway, the pig snaffled up the host, and we all drank a quick toast, then ran like hell and died for cover. For finally progress reached his limits, for no growth is infinite. And he exploded in a mess of bone and blubber. And when we finally emerged, his flesh covered the earth, and the rivers ran black with his blood. Though the cleanup took us years of sweat, struggle, toil and tears, yes, this lesson taught to every lass and lad. If you ever get a pig, don't let it get too big, for nothing can ever grow forever. And whatever you do, or you'll end up in the poo, don't call the bloody thing progress. Thanks, folks. So this is a little one I wrote a few years ago, quite a few years ago actually. It was inspired by John Howard's use of the term Aussie battlers, making particularly upper middle class Australians feel like they really deserved a tax cut, and I think the last government tried to do the same and saying, and then for some reason when you get round to having to fund your public hospitals, I work as an emergency doctor in public hospitals, so I have a bit of skin in this game, you can't fund them because in the good times you give them the tax cuts, and the normal times come along, you've got nothing to pay for them with. So I myself as a doctor don't think I need a tax cut. I'd rather have a good public hospital, and I'd rather my nurses in my hospital get paid properly. So I'm sure there's a lot of Australians that feel like that. Anyway, this is a little bit of a piss take of the Aussie battler, or so-called ones. Now there are a lot of true battlers out there, and I'll sing some other songs about them this weekend. But this is a piss take of the fake battler. Well, this is a little song about your average Aussie bloke. 2.3 kids, a Sheila and a boat, McMansion Range Rover and a king-size barbecue, a property portfolio, you see, just like me and you. Yeah, I'm the little Aussie battler, I'm doing it so tough. I'm richer than the rest, but it's still not enough to meet the cost of living with all this bloody stuff. So give me another handout or I vote you bastards out. Well, my house is oversized, but I've mortgaged it for more. There's a bathroom for everyone, a TV on every wall, and a fancy shiny kitchen that's certain to impress. Oh, it's a house fit for a king. or maybe even a master chef. 'Cause I'm the little Aussie battler, I'm doing it so tough. I'm richer than the rest, but it's still not enough to meet the cost of living with all this bloody stuff. So give me another handout or I vote you bastards out. And would you fix my public hospitals, education system too? And subsidise my health insurance and my private school fees too? And fix the trains and build more roads and run a surplus true? But don't you bloody tax me, it's an Australian thing to do. 'Cause I'm the little Aussie battler and I'm doing it so tough. I'm richer than the rest, but it's still not enough to meet the cost of living with all this bloody stuff. So give me another handout or I vote you bastards out. Now, just a bit of warning about this last verse. I was in a pub in Western Sydney once, many years ago, and they laughed at the wrong spot. I think they thought I was being racist and thought that was a good thing. Obviously I wasn't, and I'm sure you fine intelligent folk get irony here, and I didn't need this warning, but here it is anyway. But no laughing or smiling, okay? Well, the climate may be changing, but if it is, I'm not to blame. You see, it's all those bloody foreigners. Do they really have no shame to think they can live just like me when it's a zero-sum game? They'd be a little more understanding if they had just proper English names. 'Cause I'm the little Aussie battler and I'm doing it so tough. I'm richer than the rest, but it's still not enough to meet the cost of living with all this bloody stuff. So give me another handout or I vote you bastards out. I'm the little Aussie battler and I'm doing it so tough. I'm richer than the rest, but it's still not enough to meet the cost of living with all this bloody stuff. So give me another handout or I vote you bastards out. Yeah, give me another handout or I vote you bastards out. Thank you. I reckon we'll do Larrikin, and we might put House after that potentially. We might do House after Larrikin. Okay. So I think we've got more time than we realised. Okay. This one's called Just a Larrikin. Now, it's about the very troubled history and muddled mythology of the Aussie larrikin. There are a lot of things to commend to that myth of the Aussie larrikin. There's a lot of dark elements to it. We don't know, like a lot of myths in Australia, I suppose. This was inspired by an essay someone wrote a couple of years ago about the Aussie larrikin and how basically white guys like myself these days can call ourselves a larrikin and get away with whatever we want if we do that. Usually for the worse. So this is called Just a Larrikin, a bit of a romp through the troubled history and muddled mythology of the Aussie larrikin. Now, if anyone wants to find me on Facebook, it's if you look up lukerobinson.music. If you look up just Luke Robinson in Google, you'll find a guy in Texas with a big hat, which isn't me, a bigger hat. You might find a Christian pop artist in Sydney, which definitely isn't me. And I once actually got a message on Facebook once to come and play at some chalet in the French Alps somewhere, and I thought, I don't think they've got the right guy here. But there was apparently another Luke Robinson over in the UK somewhere. I guess Robinson isn't too uncommon and Luke isn't either. So anyway, look for someone looking like me on Facebook and you'll get it. Or there's little cards there that have my Facebook address and email address if you prefer that method of communication. Got some CDs there too if you want to buy one later. They've got some of the songs on it today, they've done today, and some of the new ones which are still to go on an album, so you're hearing it the only way you can at the moment. It's called Just a Larrikin. And warning, there is some larrikin language, so just block your ears maybe in second verse. I strolled the streets of Sydney town, Irish convict, Aussie clown, pissing off those poncy pommy pigs. And at Eureka and Glenrowan I raised hell and made me stand. Yeah, I'd rather die than ever serve those pricks. Yeah, I jumped into that billabong, they immortalised me in song in the tales of Banjo, Dennis and Lawson. of the swaggy and the shearer, bush ranger and the drover, the mythical New Australian man. Yeah, I was a larrikin, rat bag, no copper's friend, no time for the squatters or the rich. A new breed for the southern land, self-made egalitarian, no white man should be the boss's bitch. Now some in church and some in union, but all were drinking, gambling, rooting, and you always stood by your mates. Oh yeah, you never dob them in, not if they gave their wife a flogging, or for sport you shot a black or eight. But if you liked a beer and liked a pie, could crack a joke and tell a lie, well that made everything alright. You were a top. If you liked a beer and liked a pie, could crack a joke and tell a lie, well that made everything alright. You were a top bloke, just a larrikin, oh, a top bloke, just a larrikin. You were a top bloke, just a larrikin, oh, just a larrikin. Now the world moved on, the years went by me, legend grew and I slowly died a death by 1,000 lying cunts. And those bloody right-wing mannequins stole me clothes to look like larrikins, and now the boss reckoned he was my best mate. Yeah, Kerry Packer ate his pies, Bondi's bow crossed the line, and Hawkey whipped the workers into shape. Yeah, me look lived on, but me heart was gone, and we turned into a nation of fakes. Now I was the little Johnny, like Menzies and Trackies, looking like he loved the common man. Well, our pies got GST, the squatters got their property, and our nation's soul was sold to Pauline Hanson. And I was Clive and I was Twiggy, donning hard hats and high busy, yeah, those hard-working battling billionaires. If you're dressed to look the part, or you forget about your class, you could do what the hell you liked, foul or fair. But if you liked the beer and liked the pie, could crack a joke and tell a lie, well that made everything alright. You were a top bloke, just a larrikin, oh, top bloke, yeah, just a larrikin. You were a top bloke, just a larrikin, oh, just a larrikin. And now I'm Scott John Morrison, a Bronte boy, a copper's son, from selective school to university. I used to act and pray and play rah-rah. Oh, I like to watch the Waratahs, but we're really just the same, you and me. 'Cause I've seen the poles, I've seen the light, got reinvented overnight. Fair dinkum, I was always into league. Yeah, now I'm ScoMo, the Ockerjock, silver tail in a fibro frock, that fraud that stole Albo's ID. I hide the happy clappy wowser in those tracky-dacky trousers. It's a daggy-dad suburban show, and I'm smirking like a big hero, but you won't see me hold a hose, except on TV. Well, I'm tugging on me own. But if I down a beer and smash a pie, crack a joke and tell a lie, well that makes me alright. Yeah, I'm a top bloke, just a larrikin, oh, a top bloke, just a larrikin. Yeah, I'm just a top bloke, just a larrikin, I'm just a larrikin. You see, I've been a lot of things, and I've been a lot of men, but always men and always white. Now, never black and never Muslim, and no Sheilas and no Puftas. Now, none of those trouble-causing types. But if I down a beer and smash a pie, crack a joke and tell a lie, well that makes me alright. Yeah, I'm a top bloke, just a larrikin, I'm a racist, but just a larrikin, I'm a misogynist, but just a larrikin, a homophobe, but just a larrikin, I'm a rich prick, but just a larrikin. I'm a fake, but I'm a larrikin. I'm still a top bloke. I'm just a larrikin. 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 Thanks. I think we've got a bit of time left. Look, I'm going to do another one. Cool. We'll do house now. Right? House. Yeah. So look, my partner and I had moved up from Melbourne to the northern rivers of New South Wales, where I live now, about 4 years ago, pre-COVID. And we thought we'd live up there for a bit, initially in a town called Mullumbimby. Thought, if we like it, we'll buy around here. And we're thinking, being a regional area, it'll be a bit cheaper than the city. Of course, we moved to Byron Shire, which is a bit of a ridiculous thought. But then COVID hit. And instead of the prices going down, they went really high. It went high everywhere. But you had all the tree changes and sea changes wanting to get out of the cities. And lockdown in Byron Shire is pretty good, let me tell you. It's not too bad when you can go to the beach during lockdown. So it wasn't too hard there from that point of view. But if you were going looking for a house at that time, you have a 10-minute COVID allotted slot. And you'd be putting a lot of money on the table to buy those places. And if you didn't make your decision right then, after 10-15 minutes of looking at a place, then someone on the day or someone from Sydney or Melbourne would buy sight unseen. And or even if you put an offer down, you get gazumped. So it was not a very pleasant experience. So we eventually did buy a place in a little place just north of Lismore, thankfully well above the floodlines. And we didn't have to involve a real estate agent, which was even better. So we got to know the people that sold it, but that's not a very common experience for most Australians. And this is my little getting something off my chest song about housing. It's called "A House is a Home, Not a Haven for Your Tax." And warning, there is a bit of an X-rated third verse again. I'm getting a reputation, I can tell, but block your ears if you're sensitive. Well, I went to buy a house the other day, but some bloke from the big smoke came and blew my lid away. He said, "Welcome to the great Aussie game. It's a bit like snakes and ladders, so it's not too hard to play." And I said, "Well, what the hell are the bloody rules?" He said, "Well, I know I wrote them, so here's how it goes. I start at the top with all the ladders, and you stay at the bottom with the taipans and the adders, and we both keep on rolling. You keep working, I'm just resting. You keep on renting, I'm collecting. You keep on saving, the price keeps rising. I do nothing, make a killing. All capital gains and negative gear, and you're tax-free, but you're still paying." But I said, "A house is a home, not a haven for your tax. It's not a rung up some ladder to join you fat cats on your accumulating asses in your speculating hats. A house is a home, not a haven for your tax." Now I went to buy a house the other day, but it felt like an Aussie version of the Hunger Games. They gave us some grants, sent us out to play, said, "Want to join us at the table? Then go eat 'em or be ate." And I said, "Well, who the hell am I fighting here? There's enough to go round, we've just got to learn to share." And they said, "Listen up now, you silly commie fool. This is our bloody game, and we write the rules. You just all keep on playing. Gladiators, renovators, wannabes, speculators, bigger debts, double incomes. You gotta beat that competition. It's Fight Club, it's a block, it's the Aussie Coliseum. Oh, it's a national sport, accumulating mausoleums. Now you're out there on your own, so build your portfolio. You're gonna pay off one, or you've only just begun. Yeah, there's still more work to do. You gotta get house number 2. And for your security, well, let's make that number 3. Now retire, work's a bore, borrow for house number 4. And if you're still alive, why not make that number 5? With ladders, loans and leverages, you'll climb above the masses, those working, renting fools, oh that bogan proletariat. But now you're tax-free, and they're still paying. But I said a house is a home, not a haven for your tax, not a rung-up ladder to join you fat cats on your accumulating asses in your speculating hats. A house is a home, not a haven for your tax. Now, this is a sensitive verse, the X-rated one I mean, so block your ears if you can't cope. Well, I went to buy a house the other day. Felt like I walked into an orgy, done the Aussie way. Yeah, everyone was there, and some by choice. It was a real estate agent's wet dream. The banker's getting off on the size of his loans, and the wealth consultant's wanking in the corner on her own. And that pervert in power talks trickle down and golden showers, and the rich man shoves his tax up his accountant's clever crack. Oh, they can't believe their luck, it's one big non-consensual. Of the rest of us who just wanna scream. A house is a home, not a hole for your tax, not a game of snakes and ladders or an orgy for fat cats on your accumulating asses in your speculating hats. A house is a home, not a haven for your tax. Yeah, a house is a home, not a haven for your tax. It's not a rung-up ladder to join you fat cats on your accumulating asses in your speculating hats. A house is a home, not a haven for your tax. A house is a home, not a haven for your tax. A house is a home. A house is a home. A house is a home, it's not a haven for our tax. Okay, I'm going to finish off with a song called Law and Order Man. Now, if you're coming up to a state election like we are in New South Wales, all that law and order crap gets trotted out again. Everyone trying to outbid each other about who's the toughest on crime, which works really well when you have overfilled prisons and people staying on remand for years and years and years and then get trial and then get let off anyway. So, like, what's the point? There's much better ways to spend our money than locking everyone up. Some people do need to be, a lot don't. Anyway, this is a little bit of, again, another piss take of the Law and Order Man. Now, you can imagine who you want to put up here. I was going to get a Peter Dutton face mask, but I couldn't find one in time for Sandford, so... anyway, this is the Law and Order Man. Well, I'm a law and order man. I'm gonna make my name. Oh, I'm a law and order man. Gotta win this game. I'm a law and order man. Ain't got no shame, no. I'm a law and order man. So baby, remember my name. Well, I'm clogging up those courts. I call it cracking down on crime. I'm filling up those prisons with the petty and small time. So I build them even bigger and throw away the keys. Oh, I'll make you any safer. That'll make some great TV, yeah, 'cause I'm the law and order man. I'm gonna make my name. I'm the law and order man. Gonna win this game. Yeah, I'm a law and order man. Ain't got no shame, no. Yeah, I'm a law and order man. So baby, remember my name. I'm gonna jail them if they're black. I'm gonna jail them if they're brown. I'm gonna jail them if they're from the wrong side of town. I'm gonna fan those flames of hatred. I'm gonna stoke those fires of fear. I'm gonna whistle to my dogs. I'll feed them what they wanna hear. Get them baying for the blood of those poor and colored folk. But I'll protest my innocence. Yeah, when it all goes up in smoke, then we'll say that all lives matter. Yeah, we are one, free. But if you want order, forget justice, I'll give you tyranny. Cause I'm the law and order man. Gonna make my name. Yeah, I'm a law and order man. Gonna win this game. Yeah, I'm a law and order man. Ain't got no shame, no. I'm a law and order man. So baby, remember my name. Yeah, baby, just say my name. I'm a law and order man. I'm gonna make my name. Yeah, I'm a law and order man. Gonna win this game. I'm a law and order man. Ain't got no shame, no. Oh, I'm a law and order man. So baby, remember my name. Yeah, baby, remember my name. Oh, baby, remember my name. Yeah, baby, just say my name. Yeah, baby. Remember my name. Thanks, folks. You've been wonderful. I'm on tomorrow at Jose's Hotspot at 12:15. Thanks to Andrew on the sound. He always does a fantastic job, as well as being a fantastic musician. So make sure you go and see him as well. Got some CDs there which have some of the songs I did today. Follow me on Facebook if you like, and come have a chat later. Thanks, guys. Big hand to Ivan too.